Hello, everybody. Lovely channel members. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for supporting this channel. In today's video, I will be doing two things. Number one, I'm going to go over a covered call strategy that I have been doing for the last many months, and literally every single week I make money. And this week is no exception. This Monday, I made money, and I made good money, a weekly salary, so to speak. So I'm going to share that with you, and then I'm going to give you some strategies on covered calls. And the second thing I'm going to do is show you how you can trade stocks, get dividends, do a wheel strategy, which I'm going to be showing you in a different video, and not pay taxes on your gains. You see, if you're trading from a personal account, you have to spend a lot of money on taxes. Basically, like 30-40% of the money go on short-term capital gains. But there is a much better way to trade, specifically if you were investing in your future. Not for today, but tomorrow. Let's get right into the video, shall we? Guys, this is my Robinhood account. If I pull up Palantir and I go a little bit lower, it's going to show you that I have this right here. This is a covered call. A covered call means that you own stock, 100 shares is one contract, and you are selling a call option. You know, most of us buy options, but you can also sell the option for somebody. And if your option gets called, well, you're covering the call, and you need to have at least 100 shares to do this. In this specific account, I have 12,000 Palantir shares. Every single week, I sell covered calls. How do I do it? I sell it 20% out of the money, 1 week expirations, and I do it every single week. Usually, I'll make 2 cents per share. Sometimes it's 1, seldomly. Usually it's 2, 3, or 4 cents a share. So sometimes instead of $240, I'm actually making $360 or $480. Sometimes I make close to $1,000, and this is every single week. As you can see right here, I got 180 contracts. My credit was 2 cents per share, and since it's 2 cents per share, I have 12,000 shares, which is 120 contracts, $240. But what exactly does that mean? The current price of Palantir was $14.47. Right now, I'm saying that if the price of Palantir hits $18 by the end of this week, Friday, 4 o'clock, I will sell you 12,000 shares of Palantir for $18. If Palantir shares do not hit $18, nothing happens. I just keep my $240. Even if I sell my shares, I still keep the $240. Earlier today, somebody says, Adam, are you worried that NVIDIA earnings are coming out on Wednesday and that it could shoot up Palantir's price? As a matter of fact, Jerome Powell is speaking on Thursday as well. And to this, I'm going to say no. The reason why I say no is I'm not greedy. I sell this 20% or more out of the money. What does that mean? At the time when I was selling this, the price of Palantir was $14.40. If you take $14.40 and you add 20%, that comes out to around $17.50. I ended up selling a call for $18, which means $18 is 25% more than $14.50, let's call it. That means Palantir needs to go up 25% for this week in order for me to get called. So to answer people's questions, I feel very confident that Palantir is not going to go up 25% in the week. And as a matter of fact, I feel very confident Palantir is not going to go up 20% for the week. And for this, I sell this every single week and I make my money. Now, some people might say, Adam, but you have 12,000 shares in this account. And it's easy for you because you make money and it's a significant amount, $240, but you have 12,000 shares. Well, I think a lot of people have a few thousand shares. Some of my subscribers have more. Some of my subscribers have less. But what I wanted to say is, even if you have 100 shares, it's worth it for you to do this because you're going to be making $2, $3, $4 every single week. And you know what? That adds up. If your threshold is 100 shares, 200 shares, 300 shares, that means that if you were to make $2, $3, $4, $5, $10 every single week for doing nothing, that also adds up. You see, for you, who if you have a little bit of shares, and I'm not trying to troll you or play you, I'm trying to teach you something. For you, 12,000 shares, $240 is huge. For me, $240 is not huge. Just like if you have a certain amount of shares, say you have 1,000 shares. Well, if you have 1,000 shares and you're making your $20 per week, it still adds up. That's significant for you, which might not be significant to somebody else or more significant to another person. The point is you can do this with any stock that you own. The point is to do your own research and to open up your mind to be able to do this. Now I want to show you something else. I have another stock. It's called Truist Financial, TFC. I earlier today put in a contract. I'll show you what I'm talking about. And I ended up canceling this. If you go a little bit lower, right here, I canceled it. So earlier today, I wanted to sell a $30.50 strike price ending this week, and I would have gotten 10 cents per share. I have 1,600 shares or 16 contracts, so I would make $160. The price of TFC went down, and I never ended up selling this covered call. Why? At the time, the price of the contract was 8 cents, but I wanted 10 cents. So when you're selling a contract, you can put in a limit price. Let me show you. Press trade, trade options, August 25th, sell calls. Let's go, it doesn't make a difference. Let's go right here. This one for 13 cents. Boom, 29.5. Click on that. So right now, the bid is 10 cents. That means 10 cents is what people are paying. The ask is 15 cents, what I want. They automatically put the price to the middle, which is 10 cents. So if I go 0.10 cents, I could do that. Or I could do 0.15 cents, which says I want $15 per contract. I don't want $10 per contract. It doesn't mean that you're actually going to get that. All it means is that's what you're asking for. Don't be scared to ask for a higher amount than's being given, because things change throughout the day and you might actually hit your target. Also, a contract is going to be there tomorrow and after tomorrow and after tomorrow. I can literally buy or sell covered calls on Friday that end on Friday. So if you're worried about NVIDIA, if you're worried about Jerome Powell speaking, buy it or sell it, sell a covered call on Thursday, okay? This way you have the NVIDIA earnings and Jerome Powell ends up speaking. If you're doing it on Thursday, you don't have to sell 20% out of the money. On Thursday, you can probably end up selling 10% out of the money, because the chances of it hitting 10% in 2 days is similar to it hitting 20% in 5 days, if that makes sense. So I wanted to just instill in your minds a certain way of thinking and understanding. It's not just about the stock going to the moon. You can make a lot of lucrative money selling covered calls. Now, I'm selling my covered calls way out of the money because I don't want to be assigned, which means I don't actually want to sell my shares. If I wanted to sell them closer to the strike price, I can probably get 50 cents per share. As a matter of fact, let's do the math, shall we? Let's go to Palantir. Let's do trade options. Trade options, August 25th. Right here. Instead of going $18, I could do $14.50. $14.50 is giving me 43 cents each. As I said, there's always a bid and an ask. So it's not going to be 43, you're going to get 42. People are bidding 42, which means they're paying 42, and you're asking 43. If you want this to fulfill, you do market. If you want to play around with the numbers, you could do limit. But that's neither here or there. One contract is going to give me $42, guys. One contract is going to give me $42. So if I was to do 120 contracts, guys, I would literally make $5,040 for 1 week. Now, the chances of this getting assigned is a lot higher because the price can actually hit, but you get where I'm going here. This is just a strategy. At the end of the day, you do what's good for you. What works for me doesn't necessarily work for you. The whole point of this channel and the whole point of channel membership is just to give you guys ideas, stepping stones, so that you can massage your brain, massage your mind to think differently. Think like wealthy people. Think like rich people. What do wealthy and rich people do? They make return on their investment over and over and over again. It's nice for your stock to go to the moon, but imagine besides for your stock going to the moon, you can make yourself a good 5 to 10% steady synthetic dividend on your stock. Let me show you another strategy that I just started. Guys, I recently opened up a Roth IRA. The reason why I opened up a Roth IRA is I want to trade the wheel strategy, which I'll explain to you right now, without paying taxes. The wheel strategy is simple. I want to sell a put, which I'll show you in just a moment. I want to collect premium. If I have to buy shares, I buy them, and then I end up selling covered calls on the shares that I just bought, keep collecting premium, so on and so forth. Since these are essentially microtransactions, I don't want to pay taxes on them. Well, how do you not pay taxes on your trades? You don't pay taxes by having a tax-preferred account. One tax-preferred account is a Roth IRA. You can deposit up to $6,500 in your Roth IRA. Essentially, if you're single, you can make up to like $150-something thousand, and you could do this. If you're married, it's like $2-something. Ask me if you guys are in that category. And Robinhood has a really cool thing. Whatever you put in, the maximum $6,500 I put in, Robinhood will match you up to 3% or $195. They made it so freaking easy. If you need a Robinhood account, I have a link down below. You get a free stock, I get a free stock. You don't have to do Robinhood. They just make life a lot easier. Now that I opened up a Roth IRA, I want to just say something before I go any further to show you an actual strategy. You don't have to invest $6,500. I understand that's a lot of money. I understand most people don't have it. Even if you invest $100 or $200 or $300 or $500 or $1,000 or $2,000, whatever, this is your retirement. This money is safe for you for when you retire at 59 and a half. Especially if you're 20 years old, 18 years old, 30 years old. Think about it. You have 20, 30, 40 years old of compound annual growth rate. You could literally invest in the S&P 500, in the NASDAQ, and be safe. You don't have to take risks in your retirement account. That's why I'm going to be doing a wheel strategy and using a retirement account so that I don't pay taxes on it. And because this is a Roth IRA, you don't deduct your investment from your salary. For example, if you make $100,000 a year and you invest $6,500 into your Roth, you will have to pay taxes on $100,000. Instead of a Roth, if you were to do, for example, a traditional IRA, that's deducted from your earnings. If you have $100,000, you invested $6,500, you would have to pay taxes only on $93,500. However, a traditional IRA, you have to pay taxes at 59 and a half at a different tax bracket because you're going to be old. On a Roth IRA, there is no taxes. It's clean and freaking clear. It's absolutely amazing if you think about it. Also, in the Roth, you could always take out your initial investment because you already paid taxes. Anyways, let's get right into the strategy. I'm going to go into my Roth. I am going to go into SoFi. And I'll tell you why in just a moment. SoFi right now is trading at $8.30. If I press trade and I trade options, I'm going to do August 25th. Again, I'm going to be selling a put. Selling a put means, let's say I'm going to do this put at $8 right here. That means that I'm saying, this one right here, I am willing to buy SoFi at $8. In return for me saying that I'm willing to buy SoFi if it hits $8 or less, by the end of this week, I will be collecting a 10-cent premium. That's all it means. So if I'm doing this one, for every 100 shares or one contract, I would collect $9. This is a very good put. Why? $9 is more than 1% of the amount that I would have to spend to buy the shares. Let's break that down. If I have to buy $8 shares and I need to buy 100 shares, that's $800. 1% of $800 is $8, which means $9 is more than $8. If you are making 1% on your money per week, that comes out to 52% for the year. That is absolutely amazing. Just think about the number I just said. Not all stocks will give you this. Guys, you don't have to use SoFi. You can do Palantir. Or if you really want to be safe, you could do a safer stock like Truist Financial Bank, TFC. Plus, TFC gives you a dividend. SoFi, Palantir, all these stocks, they're very volatile, which is fine. I play with them, don't get me wrong. But if you want something a little safer, something like a bank, and particularly Truist Bank, in my opinion, for me, you do whatever's good for you, is a good option. I'm literally going to be doing this week. I'm just waiting for my funds to clear. I only have like $1,195. I'm waiting for my funds to clear. So I'll be able to buy 100 shares of stuff. Right now, I don't have enough to buy 100 shares of Truist, for example, which is going to cost me around $3,000. So I might do like 2 contracts. I am going to be selling covered cash secured puts. I'm going to be collecting a premium. If the price hits the strike, I'm going to buy the shares. As soon as I buy the shares, I'm then going to sell a covered call on the exact shares that I just bought. I'm going to keep collecting a premium weekly on selling cash secured puts and selling covered calls. If I get assigned, I get assigned and I move forward. The goal of this account is for this account to go up 50% in value or more by the end of this year. So in exactly 1 year from now, with my channel members, that account that I currently have around $6,700, I would love to have around $10,000 in that account. The money I make on it is going to be tax-free. I don't care what happens to the price of shares. I don't care what happens to the stock. All I care about is to make my premiums. All I care about is to make my investment go up. Now, that doesn't mean you can't make money on an appreciating asset. For example, you buy shares of SoFi, you get assigned at $8, you do covered calls, SoFi keeps going down, you keep collecting your premium, eventually SoFi goes to $10. Well, you just appreciated your stock, so your capital gains, and you're collecting the premium. I highly suggest you guys open up one of these retirement accounts. It's free. It costs you nothing. Why not do it, even if it's a small amount? At the very least, if you can put in like $1,000, that would be very helpful because that's enough for you to play at least with like a SoFi and stocks that are under $10, right? So that you can at least get one contract. If you put in like $100, you're going to be stuck with like $1 stocks, and that's not going to be really good. So you want to give yourself options. If you have any questions you need to ask me, I'll be happy to do a live. I'll answer any questions you have. I've showed you many times. I make a lot of money selling covered calls every single week. It's lucrative. Most people don't do it. Most people don't talk about it. Most people don't know about it. Most of your YouTubers never made money in real life. Most of your YouTubers don't know shit. Be careful out there. Trade smart. Use your brain. Ask questions. And just because something worked for me and I'm telling you does not mean it's going to work for you. Again, everything I do should be used as for you to do more research. My stocks are not good for you and vice versa. A lot of people ask me questions and they refuse to learn. Please take the time out to learn. This is real money. And at the end of the day, I'm 40 years old. I'm semi-retired. I got a $40,000 watch on my wrist. I'm not bragging. These are exactly the things that I've been doing all these years in one way, shape, or form or another. Maximize your return on your investment. This can be done with anything. Crypto, precious metals, real estate, stocks. You guys have such a great opportunity in front of you, especially if you guys are younger. Also, some of my channel members have been talking about they have credit card debt. You can reduce your credit card debt. All you got to do is call the credit card company and negotiate with them. You'll be surprised how easily it is to negotiate with them, especially if you've been paying interest this whole time. A lot of them will negotiate with you, especially if you tell them, I'm broke, I have no more money to pay, I want a settlement, I want you to reduce my interest, so on and so forth. You will be shocked how good that works. Thank you. Have a great day. And I appreciate the $3 for the coffee. I hope I'm not talking too long, and please ask some questions.